Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Shri Amagyanatimirandasya Gyananjanasarakya Chakshuranmilitam Yanam Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Sayam Ropagadam Tarati Sabadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yutabhatakalam Sri Guru Vaishnavasya Sri Rupam Sagradatam Sahaganadagamatam Vidatam Sriram Sadvaitam Savarutam Parjana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Sri Vishakam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpade Gopesha Govika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastude Tatta Ganjana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Prismano Sade Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Govinda Nandini Radha Govinda Mohini Govinda Sarvasa Sarvakanta Shiromani Vanchakalpatarudasya Kripa Sindhu Vyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Nama Hare Nama Eva Kevalam Kaulam Nasteva 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 Kattiram Yata Madhuram Madhurevyopi Mangalevyopi Mangalam Pavanam Pavanevyopi Hare Nama Eva Kevalam Jaiti Jaiti Namanandarupam Murade Viramita Nija Dharma Dhyana Pujadiyatam Kattamapi Sakridatam Muktinam Praninam Yat Paramam Maritam Ekanam Jivanam Pushanam Hare Krishna Jai 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 Vrindavan Dham ki Jai. So we are reading from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Eastern section, second wave, Sarana Bhakti. So, different limbs of Bhakti have been explained. First limb of Bhakti.
Guru Pada.
Yeah, I'm asking her. You heard it half, no?
No, I mean I got shocked when I didn't
You
hear
get
it.
shocked.
Don't do this.
Okay. First Anga of Bhakti. You?
Guru Pada.
Guru Pad Ashray. Guru Pad Ashray, things shelter of the spell master. And then comes Diksha and Shiksha, following the previous acharyas. And he's explaining what to do and what not to do. And then Navavida Bhakti. And then 5 most important angas of Bhakti. Okay, no, not problem. You? 5 most important angas of bhakti.
Shravan.
Nitya Bhagavad
Nitya
Shravan.
Bhagavad Shravan. Then
What Shravan?
Nitya Bhagavad Shravan.
Nityam Bhagavata Shravanam? Yeah.
And then Dhamvas, Mathuravas.
Navas.
And Preeti Purvak Murti Seva.
Priti Purvak Murti Seva.
And
Sadhu.
Sadhu Sangh. And chanting.
Yeah, Nam Kirtan.
Nam Kirtan.
Okay, good. Yeah. Where's your bindi?
Height.
Oh, it's really small. Okay. Sindur sometimes you put in? Or?
Yes, no, the day before yesterday.
Okay, day before. Okay, fine. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
These are vidis. Vidi. So in angas of bhakti, vidi what to do and nishad what not to do. No prajalpa. Right? No prajalpa. So vidi, different rules to follow according to Varnashram. So for married ladies, they must have a bindi and so. And so Varnashram, if Krishna is in the center, then it is also considered to be devotional service. If Krishna is not in the center, then it is not devotional service. So anyhow, so let me see here. That was the page now. So the inconceivable power of this Panchmahatmapurna Anga has been explained, and that one may attain the stage of bhav towards Krishna by performing these. Shah. So yes.
Will we read Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu till the end or till the...
No, till the end. We are doing everything from beginning to end, from Shraddha to Prem. So that is there in this. So these books are there to be read from beginning to end. Of course, some will say that we need some qualification in regards to hearing Rasa Tattva, but at the same time. So if one is hearing on the proper guidance, there is never any harm. Okay, text number 245. Kesam chit kvachit anganam yakshudram kshute phalam parimukha pravrityaitat kintumukyam phalam ratihi. In some of the verses quoted from the scriptures, material results are attributed to the angas for attracting persons possessing material consciousness. However, the main result of these angas is rati. So sometimes, we can see that persons, they are very materialistic, and so therefore they want some material result from the performance of various activities, even in regards to devotional service. So therefore sometimes it is explained also that by performing these different angas, one may also get the fulfillment of one's material aspirations. But actually, the limbs of devotional service are there, that by performing them one will obtain the goal, which is bhav or rati. Jiva Goswami's commentary. The main result can be understood from the following verses. Akama sarva kama va moksha kama daradi tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. You heard this verse before?
Heard, but
You heard.
I don't.
This is from
Bhagavatam.
Srimad Bhagavatam, 2nd canto, 3rd chapter. Famous verse. Whether one is without desire, the condition of the devotee is akam. Sarva kam, or is desire of all fruitive activities or fruitive results. Moksha kam, or is after liberation. One should with all efforts try to worship the Supreme Personality of God with intense devotion. Tivrena bhakti yogena yajita purusham param udaradi. So with one's intelligence, one should be engaged in bhakti yoga, and tibra, that means intense. Another verse from the 5th canto. Satyam dishatyaptitam artitondrinam nevatado yat punar artitayata sayam vidate bhajatam manichatam ichapidanam nijapada pallavam. The Supreme Personality of Godhead fulfills the material desires of a devotee, approaches him with such motives, but he does not bestow benedictions upon the devotee that will cause him to demand more benedictions again and again. So the Lord is merciful, and some desire is there of this world, and Krishna will think, oh, this devotee is nicely serving me. And anyhow, he wants something little, let me give him that. But if it's again asking, I want this, I want that, I need this new mobile, laptop, this or that, then Krishna will not be so inclined to fulfill that. But if it's just, by the way, something is there in the heart and it's not really wanting, but still it is there. Like Kardama Muni, a great yogi, who was doing great tapasya, and then came in his mind, although he was doing yoga, and so he was sattvic and the environment was sattvic, but still desire was there. I think maybe I should get married, I should have a good wife. And I was thinking anyhow that no, I should not get a wife. And he was continuing, but then the Lord is there in the heart, and then Brahmaji was there, and his Adi Guru is also Guru in our Sampradaya, and Krishna is in his heart, and he's a great personality, the most qualified personality. So he understood, and he thought, well, okay, so we'll make the arrangement. And of course he knew that Sambhu Manu, so he wanted his daughter to get married, which is also natural. So especially the king, so he's very concerned, wants the children to be married. And so he was looking for suitable husband for his good daughter. So then the arrangement was made. So by the Lord's arrangement and then through his devotee. However, the Lord willingly so gives the devotee shelter at his lotus feet, even though such a person does not aspire for it, and that shelter satisfies all his desires. That is the Supreme Personality's special mercy. So sometimes somebody is engaged in devotional service, he has material desires, he wants this and that. And then one point Krishna thinks, well, no, this is too much, he's asking too much. Not anymore. And then, okay. And then he takes everything away. But then, so sometimes he gives them that devotee shelter at his lotus feet. That is his special mercy. And so he's very merciful, and he's wanting to give mercy to his devotees. So he's more eager to bring the conditioned souls to the shelter of his lotus feet, and the conditioned souls are eager to attain him. Kamam chadasye natu kama kamyaya yatottama shloka janashraya ratihi. From the 9th canto. Indeed, Maharaj Ambarish never desired anything for his own sense gratification, a great gain. He engaged all his senses in devotional service, in various engagements related to the Lord. So that is Srimad Bhagavatam, which canto?
No.
9th canto.
9th canto.
Where are you?
8.
8th, okay. You?
3rd.
3rd, okay. You? 1st canto. You? 11th.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Because she is on 8th canto, but still
Well, but
I know
still.
more than her.
Yes, he knows. That's not true. She knows more. No, it's okay.
You sure he knows more?
No, because she is just reading, like
Acha.
She
reading.
was the one who was always answering.
Okay.
I'm not going.
Okay, you want to show that you're the boss.
No.
But we all know that she knows more. Okay.
Doesn't matter.
But there's one thing is knowledge, and then
Yes.
Yeah.
devotion is there.
Yes.
So
Also
where's more
has
devotion?
Devotion she has more.
Okay, good.
And
Okay.
knowledge as well.
My mind is more materialistic.
Okay.
Some
Yes.
things he
Yes,
knows
you
more,
might.
some things I know.
She is very Brahminical, so
Okay.
from
Yeah,
that.
that's good. She says that's good.
Okay, good. So, this is the way to increase attachment for the Lord and be completely free from all material desires. So, Savai Mana Krishna Padada Vindayor. So, famous shlokas are there that he fixed his mind on the lotus feet of the Lord and he engaged all his senses in the service of the Lord. Seeing the deity, chanting holy names, hearing Harikatha, and then going to places of pilgrimage, serving the deities directly. Although he was the emperor, but he was worshipping the deities also. Offering prayers, thinking oneself to be servant of the Lord, Dasyam, Sakyam. So in purified consciousness, knowing that Krishna is the best friend, and then full self-surrender. So although he was the emperor, but he was very eager to serve the Lord, and he was morning and evening he was absorbed in spiritual activities. And during the day he was taking care of the kingdom with the help of his ministers. And many times you can see rich people, they may have a temple, but then they will engage one pujari to do the seva. But he himself was doing the seva. And he even didn't want to have a servant, like many times. That the pujaris are there, even in our temple. And then they're doing the puja, and some of them they have somebody who's making the plate, cutting the fruits, and then after the seva, cleaning the plate again. So, but he was wanting to do everything. So, a beautiful description is there of how he was doing the seva and not even letting anyone do the seva. So I told before, right? Remember the past time? You remember? You remember, no? In the Siddharth, how he did the seva and he didn't want anybody else to serve? No? You forgot? It's mentioned in one book. King Naba, Naba Muni, Bhaktamala, a garland of devotees. Devotees are like flowers, and Guru is offering to Krishna. So you can make a garland. So he was making a garland. He was describing, glorifying the devotees of the Lord. That is known as Bhaktamala, famous. So he had actually many wives, 19 or 20. And then one, so they became queens. And so just like Krishna had 16,000 for each queen, one palace. So he had 19 or 20. So he gave one palace to each of the queens. And he was seeing them once or twice a month because he was doing his bhajan and then he was taking care of the kingdom. So then one princess approached him and, my dear king, please accept me as your wife. And I said, well, I already have 20 wives and so. And I'm the emperor, I'm a busy man and I'm serving the Lord, so I don't have much time. I'm doing worship of the Lord morning and evening. And the queens, they see me once or twice a month, that's all. And then she said, no problem, because I want a devotee as my husband. And I don't see any king who is fully devoted to the Lord, but I know that you're fully devoted to the Lord. And then he said, well, but I will not be able to give you time. And she said, no problem, but please, just accept me. And I will not accept anyone else except you. And it is mentioned, if a king is challenged for a fight or for playing chess or a game of dice, he has to accept, otherwise he's considered to be a coward. And so if a princess is approaching and if she's qualified, then he has to accept. So he accepted her. So he got married. And so then she heard that he's doing seva to Thakurji, to the deity, and a small little temple next to his palace. And so she was then begging him, please give me some seva to Thakurji. So, well, it is my seva, and I'm doing myself. Please, I said, no, it's not possible. And then he was doing his seva, and then she thought, well, still have to somehow do a little seva to Thakurji. And then she went where the temple is. And when he was going to fetch water, so he was cleaning, and then, so he was doing everything, so he had to fetch water from the river, nearby river, for the seva. So as he went to fetch the water, she was quickly sweeping, and she was picking some flowers and putting there on the plate. And so he comes back and says, oh, look, somebody swept today and bringing some flowers. Anyhow, okay, he looked around, nobody was there. So he did the seva. Next day, same thing happened. I was thinking, who is that? I was thinking maybe somebody wants to take my seva. So then he went towards the river the next day. But he didn't go to the river, but he was hiding behind a tree. I wanted to know who is sweeping and bringing the flowers and tulsi. And then he saw the newlywed queen is there. And then he told her, but I told you not to. I told you I cannot give you any seva. But then she said, but we are all servants of the Lord, and we all meant to serve the Lord. And I'm very eager to serve the Lord, so somehow you have to engage me in the service of the Lord. Then he was saying, well, but then what will I do if you're taking all the seva, no? I should do the seva also. But we'll do one thing, I make you a little temple in your palace, and I give you deities, and you can do the seva. Then she said, thank you very much. And so then he was doing, then that was done. Quickly had a little temple made inside the house, and it's all deities, and all the paraphernalia needed was given, and she started worshipping. After a few weeks, he got a dream. His Thaguji telling him, okay, you're serving me since quite some time, and I appreciate, but the newlywed queen, she's doing the seva wonderfully. You should go and see how she's serving. Very exemplary. And so then he went the next day, and then he saw how she was serving very nicely, and he was very much impressed. So she became his favorite queen. I'm going to see her regularly. And of course the other queens becoming a little jealous and complaining, why are you going to see this newlywed queen and not coming to see us so frequently? Then he told them what happened. And then they thought, well, maybe we should also worship the Lord, and he will also come more often to see us. And so they also became devotees, and then he made temples for all the queens in the palace and gave them deities also, and they started worshipping. Ambarish Maharaj Ki and his latest queen Ki. So very beautiful. So
Her name is not.
her name I don't remember. Maybe it's mentioned, maybe not. She must be very simple or very chaste lady, not wanted to be in the forefront. No Instagram, no Facebook showing, look, I'm doing this and this and that. Right. I mean, nowadays everyone is doing what to do, but just doing the same act. Simplicity, yeah. So, however, so basically, devotional limbs are there in order to, so that one may come to the goal, Bhav Bhakti. Specifically, one verse is there also. You know the verse?
I don't remember it by heart.
But you know there's a verse.
But yes, I know there's a verse.
Yeah, I knew it also, but it's getting older. And
You learned that verse from the shloka in the book. The Bhav Bhakti.
yeah, that
अच्छा हाँ नित्य सिद्ध से भाव से प्राप्त वो वाला श्लोक है
I think so.
yeah, no, the process of sadhana by which
हाँ
you can attain bhav.
yes the definition of bhav bhakti that's what it is
And no
Because-
definition of sadhana bhakti. Sadhana bhakti is that by which you, sadhana bhakti is that by which you will attain the goal, which is bhav bhakti.
so the second line wasn't like नित्य सिद्ध से भाव से प्राकट्य रिद्धि साधना
Something like that, but I can't remember also.
first line second line I remember
So we have to. So that is important point, actually, very important, which many they don't understand. They don't know, or they don't want to know. So we want to attain what we want to attain. The followers of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Braj Bhakti, and so on. And the process is there, Sadhana Bhakti, but then the second part, so Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti, and then the second part is Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti. And by performing that, then you may be able to attain Bhav Bhakti.
कृति साध्य
Kriti Sadhya Bhavet.
साध्य भाव सा साधना
Uh-huh.
विदा नित्य सिद्ध से भाव से प्राकट्य रिद्धि
Okay,
साधना
good. Fine.
looked up the first line
Okay, yeah, I forgot also. If you don't regularly recite, then you forget.
Yes.
So we perform devotional service, so we may attain Bhav Bhakti, Braj Bhav. That is there for the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, usually. Of course, some exceptions may be there. Some may come to the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, but they may be Ram Bhaktas that may be there, but very rare, or Vaikuntha Bhaktas.
That looks like it's not an exception. It's like more. I feel that I've observed that many are in Gaudiya Vaishnava, but they have no inclination whatsoever towards
Braj
the
Bhakti.
Braj Bhakti. Very few have actually.
Mm.
Everyone has just Vaikuntha Bhav, and like very few we will see that who have actually some inclination to know about Braj Bhav.
Yeah, so that is definitely there, and so the acharyas have explained that it is, of course, even so. Not only Rupa Goswami, but then afterwards, the acharyas, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Raghavatma Chandrika, he has explained. So what is the goal? And then Bhaktivinoda Thakur also, Jaiva Dharma. So, you read it? No, not yet.
Full.
Oh, you started reading.
Mm.
And now we are reading also. Yeah. And so, hopefully within 1 year we'll finish. Wonderful book. So first is also there, Sarana Bhakti, Jaiva Dharma, and then distinguishing between a pure bhakti and then, or devotional service, and then simply being dharmic or following dharma but with no real understanding and being external. And I'm explaining about Dashamula Tattva, then essential truth, and then Nam Tattva, and then afterwards Rasa Tattva, in order to enter Raga Marg and then Bhav Bhakti. So Prabhupada, and of course Bhaktivinoda Thakur explained, and then Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada also. So he also clearly explained. At the same time, Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada, because he saw that in this world nowadays, the general people, they are very materialistic, or those who are spiritually inclined, many of them, they are impersonalists, or some, yes, they may be attracted to Vaikuntha Bhav. So he had to deal with this kind of persons, and so he was preaching also to these people as good as he could. But then to his devotees, he was explaining also about the essence, and he was advising his devotees to read Jaiva Dharma, to read Bhajan Rahasya, the books of his Divine Father and spiritual guide. And then Prabhupada, so he also hinted at the essence and tried to, and so he presented Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. And so, and some fortunate disciples, they understood the essence, and they also then practiced. But so even so, but then Prabhupada also cautioned that one has to perform Madhisarana Bhakti, and then eventually, slowly but surely, one may enter Rag Marg. So he has explained, directly, indirectly also. And similarly, Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada also gives some caution that we should not prematurely try to be fully absorbed in the topics of Adugopis, especially Krishna, the Madhurya Bhav. But at the same time, so they have indicated that ultimately we should adopt the Bhav of the Brijavasis. It may be the servants of Krishna and Braj, or the friends, or Madhya Yashoda, or the Gopis. And he has explained also that the love of the Gopis, that is most exalted. So however, for those persons with material inclinations, material results are mentioned. For the real devotees, Rati is the result. Rat is another name of Bhav. Because Rat is produced simply by hearing about the qualities of the Lord. Even though this worship is easy, it produces results that cannot be attained by other processes. Even though this worship is easy, but at the same time also not so easy. So therefore, Bhav or Rat is the main result of practicing the angas of bhakti. So, and then as we read on, so he will explain about the love of the Brijavasis specifically. But then sometimes he has also given examples of the devotees of Ram, like Hanuman, or even the devotees of Krishna in Dwarka, or the Vaikuntha devotees, because they also may attain bhav or prem, but it is Aishwarya Yukta prem. So it is love, but with the understanding that Vishnu, Ram, or Dwarkadish are the Supreme Lord. So some own reverence is there. They're the Lord and we are the servant. And there's some Maryada, some limitations maybe there, or some, what is now Maryada, English, Maryada, what is it?
Maryada in English.
Maryada in English?
It's limitations.
Limitation? Yeah.
It's not
Yeah, Maryada Ulungan. So Ramchandra is known as Maryada Purushottam.
Dignity.
No.
Maryada.
So what? So rules and regulations are there, and so one should not transgress the rules and regulations. So yeah, being in the limits, I guess it's okay. Yeah. What do they say, Google?
Dignity.
Dignity.
Yeah, it's not limitations.
Dignity. What is it? Let me see. Dignity.
It's not the right one.
Maryada.
Yeah, at least.
What?
Limit also.
It could be in a different way, but here,
Yeah.
here it's limitation.
Limited.
would not-
Yeah, limitation is. Yeah. Though the result of Sanabhakti is bhav, that bhav or rati also has many varieties according to which of the many forms of the Angshi Krishna, the person, is worshipping. So Angshi means the source of all incarnations, Krishna. Amshi means the root of, Amsha means the path. Ete chala kamsa pumsam. Krishna stu Bhagavan Sayam. So Krishna is Swayam Bhagavan. Amshi is the root of all. Amshas, the expansions. And so according to the different forms, then the rati will be accordingly. Text 246. Sammatam bhakti vijnanam bhaktan gatvam nakarmanam. Translation: the consensus of those knowledgeable of bhakti is that karma, one ashram duty, is not an anga of bhakti. So karma is not an anga of bhakti, that is ordinary karma. So according to Vana ashram, different activities have to be performed. So if Krishna, the Supreme Lord, is not in the center, then it is not an anga of bhakti. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur commentary. Someone may argue as follows: true, there is a glorification of all the angas of pure bhakti above all other processes, but Parashara has glorified karma as well. Vanashavat Charavatta Purushena Parapuman Vishnu Arantyate Panta Natyata Tosha Karanam, famous verse from Vishnu Purana. The Supreme Lord Vishnu is to be worshipped by man through the duties of Vana Ashram. Vana Ashram Acharavat. Vana Ashram Achara. Purushena Parapuman. So Param Purush is worshipped. Vishnu. Aradhyate. Panta. So that is the process. Na anya tatosha karanam. There's no other path there's no other path for satisfying the Lord. The Vishnu Purana verse substantiates that karma is an anga of bhakti. So the Lord is in the center. For in that verse there's evident approval for worshipping Vishnu in combination with Vana ashram activities. So therefore also Prabhupada said that we have to introduce Vana ashram. Although he was emphasizing that we should take shelter of the Spirit Master and then perform Navavida Bhakti, perform the five Mahatvapurna Angas. So he established temples and then engaged devotees in the services of the Lord and encouraged them to hear Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita every day, perform kirtan, chant, japa, be in the association of the devotees, stay in a holy place or in the temple, and then fully surrender to Krishna. So try to fully surrender to Krishna. Sarva dharman parijajya mamekam saranam bhaja aham tam sarva pabebhyo muksheshanamasucha. So give up all kind of dharma. So that refers to Nanikida dharma, and surrender to Krishna, which is Vastav dharma, real dharma. Sharanam takes, come to the shelter of Krishna, surrender to Krishna. So Krishna has to be in the center, and the devotee has to try to surrender to Krishna, but then he has to be also properly situated according to his psychophysical nature, and that is according to Varnashram. So usually, then Prabhupada also tried to do that. So in the beginning, so he gave the main principles of devotional service, main angas. But then encouraged the devotees to also follow the rules and regulations of Varnashram. And so there were brahmacharis and brahmacharinis in the beginning, but then he gave sannyas to some who were more qualified, who were preaching. And he told some others to get married, both boys and girls. But then to continue with serving Krishna. And then towards the end, specifically, he was saying, before giving up his body here, that 50% of my work is done, establishing bhakti and Panchamahatma, but then 50% is remaining, and that is establishing Varnashram. Because not everyone will be able to surrender completely. Of course, just coming to the temple or chanting 16 rounds is not full surrender, but it is the beginning of surrender. So unless one is highly advanced or purified in consciousness, he cannot fully surrender. If one is under the modes of material nature, he cannot surrender fully. It is partial surrender. So therefore, Vana has to be there, Vana ashram. So Prabhupada also said that difficult job to do. You have to make sure that all the brahmacharis remain brahmachari and have to get the girls married, because the girls should be married as much as possible. And then of course then he himself did marriage ceremonies, because in the beginning his devotees, they didn't know how to do yajna, but then he taught them also, and that they were doing. But in the beginning he was doing marriage ceremony, which usually a sannyasi is not doing. But then, anyhow, so the thing is that Varnashram has to be followed. But Krishna has to be in the center. And so, for the devotees it is important, in the society of devotees like ISKCON or the societies may be there. Of course, Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada, he was trying to keep mostly only brahmacharis, and he didn't keep any ladies in the ashram, except some elderly ladies, widows, or some exceptional cases. But rather than, he told the girls to get married, and those who could not be brahmacharis to get married also. But then he kept most of the devotees in the ashram and encouraged them to remain brahmacharis, or some of them to enter the sannyas ashram. So, but Prabhupada, according to time, place and circumstances, so he kept the ladies also in the ashram. But then, of course, so perform marriage ceremonies also, and then many of them then they moved out of the ashram and had their own apartment, or sometimes arrangements were made. So according to time, place and circumstances. So in this way, to some extent, Varnashram is being implemented in ISKCON or even outside ISKCON. It is already there. Actually, it is everywhere. To some extent, Varnashram is there. Although persons, or the general people, they will not understand. But it is there, just like a human body is there. Of course, even the monkey has a head, arms, legs, and the belly. So the Brahmanas are considered the head. Brahmano samakamasid bahu rajanna krita urutadasya yadvaishya padbyagam shudra jayata, from Purusha Sukta. You know? Okay, no problem. So that the pujaris or the priests, they would chant. So the Brahmanas represent the face of, or the head. That the head is supposed to be intelligent and guide. Nakshatras are the arms, the Vaishyas, the belly, and the Shudras, the legs. So it is there in any society. You can go to Russia. Intelligent people are there in Russia, right? Yeah, some great philosophers were there. Or I can't remember the names. I used to read the books also of some philosophers. Tolstoy, and who was the other one, famous?
Tolstoy was a philosopher.
Yeah, philosopher, yeah. Tolstoy, and who else was there? I can't remember.
I don't know.
But a few were there. And some leaders were there, strong leaders. Even now, Putin, right? And then businessmen are there, and those were just simple workers. And that is practically everywhere. You can see in America and South America. And so in Europe also, some scholars are there. So in every society you will see that. Naturally it will be there. But it has to be recognized, and then Krishna has to be in the center, God has to be in the center. So in our society also, some are inclined to serve the deities, so they become pujari, that is Brahminical. Some are inclined to study and teach. Some are inclined to manage, to control in the temple. They become presidents and they control. And some like to do business. And they do business, and some are just happy to just work and do what the others are saying.
Usually the ones who try to control, they also do business.
They also do business, those who control, they also do business.
Like in today's world,
Yeah,
they are
many
not
times.
actually like Kshatriya propensity. There's different. It's like a mix
Like
of.
talking about yourself, right?
No.
Yes.
No, I'm not talking about myself.
Oh no?
I'm talking in today's terms.
Today's,
like,
well,
yes.
It's just
But-
everything is mixed up. Like
yeah, it may be mixed up, yeah.
Money is
Like
the
for
motivation.
example, in a company, you have a CEO. I mean, he's just doing the job.
Yes.
He will not do any business. He won't have any time.
Mhm.
Otherwise, they will kick him out very soon.
Mhm.
And because nowadays in the world also, you cannot be like CEO, chief executive or officer. You think I am the boss, and you have to do what I'm saying. Otherwise, you're out.
Mhm.
If you're like that, you cannot survive, and you'll be out yourself.
Yes.
But if you be in a kind of humble mood, there I'm there, the servant of everyone. That is the mood nowadays. They recognize
Yes.
outside.
Outside.
Outside. Yeah.
Outside. Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Definitely.
And the big and all over the world, in the big companies, they have that mood. We're there to serve.
Yes.
So, and actually, naturally, then sometimes it is seen that the natural good tendencies may be there amongst the normal human being who is then sattvic. But,
All over the world, outside.
yeah. Yeah. But you know, of course.
But you can still find also pure Brahmanas and pure Vaishyas and
Yeah.
pure Kshatriyas.
Yeah.
It's
Everywhere.
Not everything is mixed up, you know. It's like
No, you
also
can
there
find.
are, you know, like
Yeah. Definitely. It's not all mixed up, but something mixed up.
Yes.
Not completely.
What
But
would
there-
you call my
genuine
president,
Brahmanas,
for
there are
example?
But you know, there's some
for example, you
brahmanas.
know, this military, this is
Yeah.
they're pure Kshatriyas.
Yeah,
They're not doing any business.
no.
So,
Yeah.
No.
And I mean, same.
all these Agarwals and Banyas, you know,
Yeah.
they are pure Vaishyas.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And as I'm saying, many CEO, they are just managing and they're expertly doing it, and they're not doing any business. And there's some pure brahmanas are there also, like in South India, worshipping the deities. Some, but,
Yes.
you know, so it's there, and some scholars are there. They're just studying and teaching.
Yes.
but
And even in our society, maybe there, but at the same time, many times it is mixed.
basically, you know, general people.
Yes.
Yes, military and all of these, they are pure, but in the sense
Yeah.
like general people, talking
The
about
gen-
myself, like
right,
it's
general
just
people.
mixed up.
Yeah.
Because being in Grasta, okay, this is the inclination, but we are forced to do this.
Right,
So
right.
it's kind of
Mixed.
mixed.
Yeah, that is
So
there.
that
Even
is-
outside world and even in ISKCON also,
Yeah.
or in the big society. Some.
There are.
And then at the
I think
same
it's-
time,
Or you go in any country, it will be like this. Some pure will be there and some mixed will
Yeah.
be there too.
But regarding relating to military, if we announce that there will be no pension, there will be no big salaries, there will be no facilities, medical facilities, then we will see how many will actually try to
Be in the
go
military.
towards this Kshatriya
Yeah.
inclination, and then their real Kshatriya.
no,
will
but,
be-
but
It's
this,
not necessary.
no, the thing is, I mean,
This is just the nature.
the
of
government, they're giving them facilities because they need kshatriyas, right?
Yes.
And then, but then there's a training also.
Yes.
And not everyone can become a pilot in the army or can become a general. He must be qualified, and and they have vigorous training. Even in India, also in the army, and they're the most punctual people I've seen in India is the army people, especially. And now maybe some other people also punctual, It
Are
is
they
understood that you have to be
Like for
punctual.
real punch?
Yes, military.
Yeah,
I
but
know.
they
I
They are
know.
very
You've
punctual.
never been.
I
No.
know when I
You
saw
see,
you guys.
because for
I'm not
example,
a military.
I
Yeah.
saw you guys in the streets like
now many
policemen.
people, they come to our temple VIPs, and then like politicians, and they say, okay, we come at 12, and they come at 12:30, 1 o'clock. But the army people, they are there because few times some army general has come, and they are punctual like anything, very punctual.
That's their culture.
Yeah, so
That's
which
their
is
culture.
good.
Well, they have to, the other country is
No,
attacking them and then saying, okay, we're going half an hour.
Oh, I don't know, maybe more finished in India.
no.
I wanted to.
So so the army people are punctual. And nowadays the politicians, if they have to deal with like the prime minister, he has to be punctual too.
Yes, of course.
Otherwise, he cannot go to Switzerland.
But
Also-
usually, Gurudev, when there is any political rally going on,
Yeah.
all the prime minister or politicians are always at least 2-3 hours late.
Yeah.
Always.
Rally.
In rally, like a politician.
India.
But
Ah,
it's
yes.
between.
Of course,
Of
of
course,
course.
in India.
They have to
Within
be
the-
on time.
Outside, they have to be on
Yeah.
time. They are
So-
meeting big leaders there. So.
And what about businessmen in India? Is it also?
Businessman?
Yeah.
they
Wow.
also.
Because
Local
when people are
media.
successful, they know how to manage their time because they know how to make money and they understand time is money, so they never late. So it's like this with Indian businessmen, or
No,
I just-
no. Indian businessmen, they are relaxed.
because they
They
inherited.
know that the money will come somehow.
Because they inherited, they didn't make the business, right? They inherited.
Yeah,
Usually
yeah.
it's like, okay.
Yeah, they
But
inherited
when people
the
make
business.
their actual money from
Yeah.
scratch,
Then
Very
also like after they're relaxed,
No,
then
no,
also
no.
they will.
It's
But
successful
in
now.
India,
in India
in
because
India
they
is just-
inherited.
India is just a different
It's
thing. In India, they are, yeah. And of course, now the times are changing also. And now they have to be more punctual also. Otherwise,
The programs in
Indian people are more relaxed.
they are more relaxed.
They're not
yeah.
tense people.
No, because the thing is actually they know. Because many of them, they believe in God and they know that we will get the result if we do some work by the mercy of the Lord. And therefore, like for example, you can go in India, there's a place where all the jewelers are living. All the jewelers. All the clothes shop, one after the other.
Yes.
And they don't worry, but in the West you will never see. Because they will think, if I have my clothes shop and the neighbor also has a clothes shop,
Yeah.
then I don't have good business. They will never be together.
No, this is bad marketing, guys.
Yeah, because they
You
think,
can see in front of the temple all
yeah.
clothes shops.
But they should think like, because when
And
there
they
are
all get the
cluster-
They
business.
all get the business.
Yes,
Because different people
because-
go to different persons and they get
Yes,
the money.
and
Because they have some faith in God.
yes, that is also true.
Some faith, a little faith,
Yes.
that I will get the money.
Yes.
But then the problem is they're not giving enough to the Lord.
But when there is a cluster of the same
Uh-huh.
vendor, same shop, then obviously we feel that like if it's a chart market, like if it's like 2-3 Golgappa, 4-5 Golgappa, then we normally go there only. Like we see.
here are the
So-
gold.
But the thing is, it's different mentality.
Mm.
Here they have one mentality and understanding, in the West it is different.
But
So there are no places like Loy Bazaar in West.
No.
But
Well,
in the West, is
The
there
market, supermarkets also, but not the one clothes shop and another clothes shop.
Even not even two supermarkets are close by.
when we are talking about good brands in the West, we have big streets of luxury shops, and they're going to
Yes.
be next to each other because they're different brands. They offering
That may
different
be there.
lifestyles, styles. Yeah, they're going to be next to each other, but they're going to be completely different.
Yeah. I mean, there's one place in Zurich, the center next to the train station, Bahnhofstrasse. So, and there they have all the big banks are there, but they're not just next to each other, but close by because that is the center. And watch shops are there also. So that is practically the only place where it is a little bit closer together, and you can choose Omega, Tissot, or whatever it is. But they already have a name, and then
Yeah, exactly.
so those who want Omega, they will go to that shop. Those who want Tissot, they will go to that shop. And those who want to go to this bank, and then they have the account. So, Anyhow, so.
So in ISKCON usually
But the thing is,
programs
Krishna has to
are-
be in the center, and it
Yeah.
is not there.
So regarding punctuality, in
Yeah.
ISKCON usually the programs are punctual.
Yeah,
No? Yes.
I mean,
I've
especially
compared to
Mangalati
other
at 4:30.
Yes, not just Mangal Aarti, but like different programs like
Classes?
let's,
Yeah.
not classes like let's
Yeah.
say there is a celebration or something.
Yeah,
Things are on
basically,
time.
mostly on time.
Mostly on time.
Except when there is a marriage ceremony.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that is
that's-
private.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yes, but we have seen
Like
that
in the
in,
Yagashala, we have marriage ceremonies, so.
in
And
like
then mostly the ladies are late, but not always. Many times also the
Yeah.
boys are late.
because
But
Gurudev in-
Prabhupada also said punctuality.
Yeah, yeah.
Punctuality
Should be
is next
punctual.
to cleanliness.
Mm.
It's next to godliness. Punctuality and cleanliness.
Ah.
And because he was in the West, so he knew that we have to be punctual and that will be impressive and the
Mm.
temple has to be clean.
Mm.
So he's established, and that made a lot of, especially in India, also impression.
and there's also one of the reason that ISKCON grow to such a new because they
Yeah.
were all punctual and disciplined.
Yeah.
Because Gaudiya Math is not punctual at all.
The
Every program
programs.
is 3 hours late. It's like their rule.
So why is that punctual?
It's like 2 hours.
Most punctual people in the world.
In the world,
Switzerland.
Swiss.
So it's,
I don't know.
Switzerland.
Hey.
And Japan also.
Japan
Yeah, it's
also.
okay.
Come on, Russians are punctual.
No.
Yes.
Russians are like us.
Japan and then Swiss.
Okay,
and
but
what
we are
is-
coming.
You know what
We
is
come
close to India is
5-10.
the Italians.
Yeah,
Italians
Italian.
are like
It's
that.
okay.
Yes, they're from
Spanish.
No.
No, no,
Don't be hurt.
Spanish, Latinos.
Yeah,
Latinos,
in south,
Like,
in the
you know.
south, in Italy or Spain, they're
I mean,
just
that is
like
fine.
India.
Indians.
They're relaxed.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're not so punctual. And they eat nicely, and after eating,
Because
and like after eating in Italy, they have siesta. They take a little rest.
Spain, yes, they're Spanish.
And Spain also, yeah.
No, Italians. They work
Italian
hard
also.
nowadays.
Yeah. Nowadays, but not 20 years ago. Because I was there, and usually in the summer used to go there. And it's like India. And South America is also a little bit like that,
Yes.
similar to India. And but then at the same time, they're also more God-fearing.
South Americans.
Yeah, and even in Italy, Spain, they
Yeah,
believe in
Mexico.
God and more than in the north. So, anyhow, in Braj also, Krishna is always late, right?
Yeah.
And the gopis are sometimes late, but not much. Anyhow, so one ashram has to be established and
But you can promote.
one has to be regulated and
In Ashtakali, you can see the timings there.
yeah,
Like you just see that from this time to this time. It doesn't go 10 minutes here or 10 minutes
no,
there.
that is fixed. The time is fixed, like 6 o'clock till time, yeah, it's fixed. 3:36 till 6 is Nishanta Lila. But, but sometimes Krishna and Radharani, they stay a little bit longer in the bed, that may be there. But the time is fixed, but the pastime is not always that they're on time, that we know.
Is that time?
But, well, it is mentioned time is conspicuous by its absence. But at the same time, it is divided. The day and night is divided, although day and night are eternally there. And the sun and moon are always there. And the seasons are always there. The 6 seasons are there. And they're present there. And Krishna, in one day, he can go to the rainy season, to the summer season, to the winter season. So, but then, so by his will, then there is a day and night also. And so the pastimes are going on. Every day going out to the pasturing grounds. Oh, yeah, so inconceivable. So in this world, yes, so we have to keep Krishna in the center and we have to follow Varnashram also. So in this regard of karma is an anga of bhakti. So when Vishnu is or Krishna is in the center. However, the author states that the consensus, sammatam, of those thoroughly experienced in bhakti, the pure devotees, including even Parashar, is otherwise. Parashar has also said, Yagya Satchuda Govinda Madhavananta Keshava Krishna Vishnu Rishikesh Etyaharajya Sakevalam Nanyat Jagada Maitreya Kinchit Swapnantare Shvapi. From Vishnu Purana. O Maitreya, King Bharat simply said, O Master of Sacrifice, O Achyuta, O Govinda, O Madhava, Ananta Keshav, Krishna, Vishnu, Rishikesh. He said nothing else, even in his dreams. So the King Bharat. So in other words, saying that, or explaining, so not only Ambarish, but Bharat Maharaj also he was a great devotee and he was worshipping the Lord and he was trying to always remember the Lord, although he was a king. But he was mainly worshipping the Lord. And by the way, he was managing the kingdom, also with his ministers. And he was a householder also. And he attained the stage of Pav. And then he left everything. But then he had some difficulty, became attracted to a deer. So it is quite inconceivable. And we can also see that we have to be careful in our spiritual life. So it is like a razor's edge. And so it is easy also to be deviated. So one has to be conscious. And one has to pray for protection, and one has to constantly try to be engaged with body, mind and words in the service of the Lord. Thus the statement quoted from Vishnu Purana that approves Varna Ashram as bhakti has been spoken only to encourage those persons who are not qualified for pure bhakti. So those who are qualified for pure bhakti, they are fully absorbed in bhakti, and so they may not always be fully absorbed in the activities of Varna Ashram. But mostly that's just mostly also to set the example. They will be in one Varna and one Ashram. Any question?
Yes. Brother, you have been to the chocolate factory in Switzerland?
And cheese factory also,
Oh.
making cheese.
In chocolate
Chocolate.
factory, to go in chocolate factory, you have to buy a ticket, or anyone can just go in and...
Are you going to Switzerland?
No.
You
Just
should
asking
bring me
you.
that chocolate, it's the best chocolate ever served.
Huh?
I've never been to a factory.
What is the question you want to know?
No, I'm just asking
You're
that.
curious.
So we have to pay there to...
Yes, you
because
have-
I
yes.
heard that you can eat as many chocolates as you
No,
want
it's
to
a,
eat.
no, it's
No.
not selling.
No.
It's
We
the
went
most
when we went
expensive
Ireland.
chocolate.
Hmm.
Me and Chandra came into
One
a
question,
chocolate factory.
just 1 second. And is it something to do with bhakti or?
No,
just
it
curious.
was just going on in my mind since 4 or 5 days. I was thinking when you will come, then I will ask. So
Okay, fine. Okay, yes. Any question regards to bhakti?
No, chocolate, no. the-
Okay, you can turn it off, and then we'll answer the question.
No, we went